Hey, bass folks, welcome to my channel. Today it's not gonna be a gear check, not gonna be a bass shorty, but I did the first interview for my YouTube channel. I met Marco Mendoza the other day, and it was prior to a show he did with the Dead Daisies, and they really kicked ass. So if you have the chance, go check them out. It's a great band. You have to see it. It's really rocking, and it's a great band. What can I say? I first met Marco years ago back in his Whitesnake days. And since then, we met every now and then at the NAMM show, at the Warwick Bass Camp, wherever. And we were hanging out, having fun. So it was a very informative and funny talk. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think in the comments. And hope to see you next time. Thanks.
This is what you call iced coffee.
Ice coffee.
Here.
We call it ice coffee.
We are
yeah.
in Stuttgart.
That's right.
And look at this.
Look at this.
No calories.
Yeah. No,
fat.
no calories. No.
Little caffeine.
Yeah,
But look at this. It's a meal.
it's great. Hey, Marco, good to see you again.
Good to see you, brother. Good to see you.
How's things going?
Things couldn't be better. I'm all over the place. Lots of work, I have to say. I'm not lacking in that department. Maybe too much. Maybe a bit too much. I'm that guy that can't say no. You know. Because when I was a kid, I used to dream about working and doing the stuff that's happening today. So I can't get enough. What makes it harder is the travel, as you can imagine. The gigs, the actual playing music and recording is the icing on the cake because it's always such a thrill. I enjoy it so much. But getting to and fro in different countries, and I've been traveling around the globe now for a long time. Literally around the globe. So it takes its toll. You know, you get a little beat up, but
Sure.
I can't complain. It's been abundant. It's an abundant career, full of highlights. Extremely busy with the Dead Daisies, as you well know. You know, we're on this tour. We're on the Burn It Down tour, and we're winding down. We have 3 or 4 more dates. We'll finish in the UK, and then take a break, and then start in the US. But between that, I have a lot of other things cooking. So it's been great. One of which is important to me is my solo album, Viva La Rock, that came out on Target, Mighty Music, and it's doing really well. It got great reviews. For some reason, this is my 3rd album. For some reason, this one just got a lot of love, man. People are digging it. It's all about timing, I guess.
Right,
But
yeah.
the music is stronger, I believe, than what I've done in the past. The music is stronger, the production is stronger, the writing is stronger. Obviously, I'm doing all the lead singing and all that, and I was lucky enough to hook up with Soren Anderson, who's a talented cat out of Copenhagen. He's out with Glenn Hughes and many other things that he's doing with Mike Tramp.
From White Lion?
Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
he works with them. So I was lucky enough to get him. Our schedules kind of coincided, and we ended up in his hometown in Copenhagen recording, and we did this album in 12 days. You know, and unbeknownst to me, you do the work that gets in front of you. You do the best you can, and then you put it out, and you never know. I try to stay away from the results because it can start working against you. You know, if your goals are, based on the results, knowing who I am, you're always going to be just under. You're never going to, so you do the best you can. Do the best you can in the studio, record, you write the best songs, and then you put it out there, and then you let the label take care of it. But surprisingly enough, it's been great, man. The response has been absolutely over the top. So I have Viva La Rock that's getting a lot of reviews, great reviews. I'm getting invited to play everywhere around the globe. And but my main project, obviously, is the Dead Daisies. So that album is getting a lot of love as well, and a lot of great reviews. And so between those two projects, I'm staying extremely busy. So throw in another thing, with this guitar player from Japan, Nosomo, okay, who I ended up playing on his album. Destinia is coming out. No, it's out now. Destinia, check it out. And Tommy Aldrich is on it, and Ronnie Romero is on it, singing. Great, great album. You throw that one in there. I did a thing with Neil Sean and Greg Raleigh and Dean Casanova. And that's a project that's ongoing for later on in the year, next year, and a few other things. So I stay busy. I mean, I'm extremely busy. I'm getting calls to go and produce, write, and sing and play all over the place. So
Wow, that sounds great.
I know, man.
Yeah,
I'm like,
awesome.
I can't complain. The first thing that happens is, like I said earlier, it's you get a little tired and lack of sleep and the travel and all
Yeah,
that.
sure.
But nothing that a little iced coffee, salud,
Or cappuccino.
Prost, Prost, or a cappuccino won't take care of, right?
Exactly.
But look at this thing, man. This is massive. I thought I was just gonna get a cup of coffee with ice in it. Look at this thing.
Yeah, but she said there's cream on top.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
I missed that part.
See?
Conveniently. Because I love sugar.
Very good. So yeah, let's talk about the Dead Daisies.
Mm-hmm.
I asked a friend of mine if he would like to come with me to see your show tonight.
Yeah.
And he told me, nah, he's not.
Be careful. No, you said he wasn't interested. You told me, yeah.
He's not so much into
Yeah.
it because the Dead Daisies to him seem like the old folks' home of rock stars.
But that's fine.
So
you know,
that-
I respect, and he's entitled to his opinion. And the facts are, Uwe, that, am I pronouncing your name right? Uwe.
Yeah, right.
We're not young cats. We're all up there, we're all, I don't want to say how old we are, we're ancient, no. But, no, we're not young guys. We've all, I hope this doesn't sound bad, but we've all been doing a lot of work for 30 or more years, individually. There's a lot of experience, there's a lot of credentials, if you will, credits. But most of all, we're still hungry. That's the word. So I want to say to your friend, bro, I respect. You don't have to come because you're not coming. There's many other folks that are coming, and there's flavors on this planet to satisfy every need and every want and every flavor. So God bless. Check it out if you can. Check out Viva La Rock as well. My solo. But yeah, we're older cats that we bring all those years of experience and the hunger. And we have the satisfaction of getting some great reviews. The shows are doing extremely well. We're selling out in a lot of areas, which is great. We've been working very hard. We're on album 4 and a live album and an EP. So it's been I've been there for 5 years, and it's been a lot of hard work.
Yeah,
But it's natural, man. It's not for everybody.
Right.
I come home and I have a 15-year-old daughter, and she's into music, but she's into other stuff, and that's what it is. Although I am insisting that she listens to the Bibles, that she listens to the bands that we came from, the Stones, the Beatles, Zeppelin, Purple,
Right.
Aerosmith, on and on and on.
You insist on that?
I'm trying. Well, I don't
Yeah.
make her.
Yeah, sure.
But I insist. I keep pushing it on her
Yeah,
because
right.
she needs to understand it, and she's a singer. So I want her to listen to Stevie Wonder. I want her to listen to Aretha. I want her to listen to Nancy and Ann Wilson. I want her to listen to Pat Benatar, the people that we grew up listening to,
Exactly.
and we aspire to be like them. Maybe some of the stuff can rub off into her and get inspired, but and then so many new new artists out there,
Yeah.
the pop artists, the Lovato, no, the
Demi Lovato.
Demi
Yeah.
Lovato's, what's her? There's so many. Anyway, so she
Is she
could
into
use.
Ed Sheeran too?
She is.
My daughter is into Ed Sheeran.
Yeah,
Like
she
crazy.
is, but not so much. He's not. He's pretty big in the U.S., but there's certain areas where he's not. Surprisingly, because I love his stuff. It's amazing. I love it. Great songwriting,
Yeah, oh,
great
yeah.
voice, great artist. But yeah, she listens to most everything. But my point is that life is like that, man. It's a rainbow of colors.
Right.
And you pick your own color and you like that. I would like to hear more about your friend, where he comes from and what he listens to and all that, and give me a bigger picture. But it's not a concern. It's
No.
all right. It's peace and love.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Right.
But I can see why people come to that conclusion, because again, we're not young cats. We've been around. But the fact is that we're satisfying a need. We're satisfying a need because people are buying lots of tickets. They're buying all our CDs. We were doing signings, and this is not to sound pretentious, but this is a fact. We were doing signings after every show, and we were getting in an excess of 300 people. So we were there 2-3 hours after the show. It got out of hand. So management, we put our heads together and says, okay, we're going to do just 100 people. The first 100 people that show up at the show get a wristband and they hang out, and they do. We'll do a signing. So even that's an hour and a half. So that's just the proof is there that there's a lot of interest.
Right.
And people are digging what we're doing. That
But still, it is like you and the guys. You played in some of the biggest rock bands there are or were.
Yeah.
But these big rock bands are kind of like a dying breed. So some of the bands did a farewell tour, like Mötley Crüe. Some of the people sadly passed away, like Ronnie James Dio.
Yes.
Whitesnake is still alive. You played with Whitesnake. I'm not sure about Thin Lizzy. They're not happening anymore, right?
They're getting together. They're talking about going out sometime tomorrow.
Okay.
Sometime next year.
Okay.
Which will be 19. I don't know when this is going on. You're going on?
Not sure.
Right away. But 19, I think they're talking about doing that. And so, that's a band that's been around since the 70s.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, and that's like I said, it's kind of like they're dying out, right? So is
It's
to,
a generation
to
that's
form a band like you do
that
with
celebrates.
all these guys is like a celebration on the one hand, but it is. Do you see like the last chance for yourself to stay busy?
No, I don't, to be honest. I mean, when I started this project, I was working with Thin Lizzy, and then it turned into Black Star Writers. I was working with Neil Schon on his third album. I was working with Dolores O'Riordan from the Cranberries. I mean, I'm going to start dropping names, but those are the facts. And then I got approached to do a solo album, and I worked on a big production. And I'm working, to be honest. The band represents. We're trying to fly the flag for classic rock, which is the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s.
Right.
Which is when we grew up. And yes, it is a dying, style of music, whatever you want. But then again, I hear, Kiss has never sold more tickets than now. U2 goes out there and it's stupid what they do. The Stones go out there and it's Paul McCartney and so on and so forth. Deep Purple still touring. Aerosmith. It's like big time.
Yeah.
Ted Nugent, I just saw him in California. He came by. He's working more than ever. I think rock and roll is never going to die as long as there's people that dig it. And there's a lot of our generation, and our generation bring the kids in. Last night we were signing a lot of stuff for kids. The
like
teenagers.
insisting your daughter listens to Led Zeppelin.
Well, not insisting, but they dig it. They actually dig it, and they're starting to play and all that. I think we've reverted to the 70s right now, in that there's very little label support. So you got to go out there and earn it yourself, which is what we're doing.
Yeah, right.
And we're in a very special situation where, it's financed within. So we have the engine, we have the wings, we have the fuel, if you will. Now, so that's what we're doing. We're taking it to the people and seeing what we can do.
Right.
And it's been successful. Otherwise, we would have stopped. If it weren't successful, you can only keep knocking at the door. If nobody opens, okay, move on to the next door.
Right, right.
And that's me. I'm gonna be knocking on doors until I can't knock anymore, because this is what I do.
Yeah.
I do music, and I've had a few physical situations, that comes from years and years of wear and tear. But it's not going to stop me. Music is it's in me.
Yeah. It's your life.
It's
right?
my life.
Yeah.
It's in my DNA. It's in my blood. It's in my bones. And I could see myself getting older and maybe getting into some acoustic, playing in a little club, smoke a little club, and playing standards. Why not? I think it's going to be like that for me. So, yeah, we're a bunch of older cats with a lot of experience. We've learned a lot along the way. We've learned a lot of making a lot of mistakes, which is the best way to learn. And so we're trying not to make so many mistakes this time around. But it's a great bunch of guys. We all collaborate on everything along the way. We have great management that kicks our butt in every possible way, because he's on the outside looking in, and he's constantly pushing the buttons so that we give a better performance, so that we write a better song, that we look the best we can, which is very important. So it's a great team, I have to say, and we have a great crew. That nightly. I mean, these guys, we're out there at the venue right now, setting up and sweating bullets, and the unsung heroes of what goes on.
That's right. That's right.
The crew. Yeah. So I have to give a lot of credit to those cats. Tommy Dimitrov, who heads the crew there, and Lee and Ryan and Andy now, and it's a great bunch of cats, man, that support what we do. So we're having fun. I mean, we're trying to have fun. It's work. I don't mind telling you, we're doing so many shows that we run out of gas, sometimes.
Yeah, sure.
But we're doing a lot of social media, a lot of this, where it takes a lot of energy away, by the way.
You're also interacting with your fans. Oops. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
You're also interacting with your fans on your Daisy Land platform on the internet.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
The Daisy Land thing was a concept that was brought up by management. This is what I mean about management being constantly on us, on top of it. And even though we complain and all that, if it's getting us results, that's what matters. So it doesn't matter how we get there, as long as we get there. That's me, my attitude. So we came up with this idea because of the signings being so long after the shows, and we were exhausted, man. You do, 100, 120 minutes on stage, and you're sweating, and then you get off stage, you towel off, and then you go signing for 2.5 hours or whatever.
Wow. Yeah.
I know, it's grueling, and we do it every gig. So the idea came out of that. How do we still involve the audience? So long story short, we cut it down to 50 people. The first 50 people.
You said 100.
No, 100. Now we're down to 50. This is
I see.
Daisyland. And Daisyland, what it is, it's an acoustic set.
I see.
That happens at the venue, on the floor, away from the stage. And we're there with acoustic, which is why I was talking to you about the acoustic bass, which is a great bass, that one, Alien.
Right there.
So it's right there. Yeah, we get together for an hour. We play 5, 6, 7 songs. We goof off. We say hello to the fans. We sign. We take pictures, and then there's an hour in between interval, and then we do our 2-hour set. So we're pretty much doing a 3-hour sets. But I think
Plus the signings.
No, the signing happens in the afternoon before the.
All right. Okay. I
So
see.
we kind of took care of, we're kind of took care of a lot of things there, and it gives us an opportunity to be very intimate. I mean, people are right there in front of us, So we have a good time. The response was so overwhelming. It was really good. So we're going to continue, and it's very cool, man. It's a vibe,
And what's that internet platform? Is it for the fans to upload their videos or?
Well, yeah, they're making all that available because the idea when we started is to include our fans, which is where social media is so cool. Can I move this a little bit?
Sure. Yeah, that was more than a little bit, right?
Oh my God, what happened?
I had no idea. So, guys, we have a short interruption now.
Man, I just moved it down and oh, because it's supposed to balance it.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna happen to it though,
No,
right?
no.
That's hardcore, man. I love that. And any phone, right?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Gimbal. There's different types and models and.
There we go. So we were talking about. Yeah. Oh, I see. There you go. So where were we?
So.
Oh. So
Here
yes-
we are again. Hello.
Sorry, that was my bad. I
Yeah,
touched the
yes,
camera
yes.
and went.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we are a band that insists on including the fans along the journey, and people dig it because not everybody can be in Europe, not everybody can be in Japan, South America. People just can't travel. So this is a way to kind of connect with them globally, and they feel like they're part of the journey, which they are because we need fans, obviously.
Sure.
So it's working for us, man. It's doing really, really well, and we want to encourage you guys to continue doing it, and tell your friends, join up. And I think we're making things available like pictures and videos and comments, and we have people doing jewelry and just very cool stuff, creative stuff. So, and it's going to open up more. So it's working for us.
Very good.
Yeah.
Got another question for
Yes.
you. When we first met back in your Whitesnake days,
Yes.
You said that you were.
Oh wow, 1935.
Yeah,
Before
round
the
about
war,
that. Yeah,
before the war.
exactly. The wall?
The war.
You told me that you're doing this kind of music just for the money, and your love. Yeah, you said that. And your love is for funk and jazz music, and you had this trio with this organ player and the drummer.
I was confused. I should have never said that. I should have never said anything like that. Maybe I meant it was a very lucrative business, rock and roll, because it is, compared to other forms of music.
That's right.
And I do live off of it. Mm-hmm. But I grew up as a rocker. That was the first music I played. Later on, I wanted to learn a little bit more about music, and I delved myself into other styles and genres and all that, and I ended up playing with some cool cats and doing some cool stuff, jazz, fusion, funk, all that. But maybe I think that then I had this project, and I still do. We play from time to time. We played every time I come home. We play at the Baked Potato whenever we can. And then last year we did a few runs. We did 5 festivals: Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Sri Lanka, Cape Town, Johannesburg. But like I said earlier, I mean these gigs happen very few and far in between. So I like to think that I do those things for the love of it, for the art of it, for the challenge of it, because it's very challenging for me. It's a 3-piece.
You're singing and
I'm
playing.
singing and playing, and I play my
And you're
6
only playing
fretless.
fretless, right?
Exclusively fretless.
Yeah.
Because when I put it together, when we all got together back in 90-something, that's what I wanted to play. I got some cats to play fusion, to challenge myself musically, and it started sticking, and people were digging it, people were showing up all of a sudden, and we had a little bit of a a reputation in the Valley in LA, and so, I mean, the names of the people that would come in, I could drop names forever, you know, would show up. And I organized it to play on a Tuesday where nothing else is going on in LA. LA is one of those cities where there's so much going on. So I wanted to make sure that it was a night where it was kind of off. So it was a Tuesday night right in the Valley in Studio City, a place called La Vallée. And, you know, the Tuesdays were given to me. So we were playing every Tuesday whenever we were around, and it became the hang. I mean, everybody came in. I could drop names forever, drummers and guitar players and singers and everybody. I mean, Coverdale. Should I drop some names?
Yes, why not?
David Lee Roth, Coverdale, Ted Nugent, Chaka Khan, Al Jarreau, Stevie Wonder, to name a few. Guitar players, all the cats, you know. Sykes, John Sykes came in there.
Wow. Okay.
And offered me the Blue Murder gig. Scott Henderson.
That long ago?
That was in 90. Yeah. So I was already doing that gig with the Fretless. So yeah, it's been a long time.
So you did that CD with Blue Motor, Nothing But Trouble?
Yes.
Only one?
No, we did. Wow, how sad. Because these are some great albums.
Oh yeah.
We did 4 or 5.
Okay.
Nuclear Cowboy, 20th Century, Out of My Tree, Loveland, Nothing But Trouble. That's 5. And then we Screaming Blue Murder, what was it? Bad Boys live in Japan. We've done a lot of work. With
Great,
John.
great,
And
great.
so that's an example of what was going on there. And I put this trio together so that I could challenge myself. 6 fretless. I'm a big fan. If I'm given a choice, you're a bass player. If you're given a choice, you bring your favorite bass. With your favorite tone, with your favorite style. If I'm given the choice, I will bring my 6 fretless. But unfortunately, I'm not given the choice sometimes. The style of music requires a certain bass, a certain tone.
Sure.
With a pick, without a pick, with a finger, 5-string, 6-string, 4. And that, I gotta say, that's one of the reasons why I think I work a lot, because I kind of take a picture of what I need to do, what my tools, what I require, you know. And with rock and roll, when you have 2 guitar players and sometimes you have a keyboard player, a 4-string will suffice because all the frequencies are pretty much covered. And you're gonna, you know, my job, my initial job, my most important job is to groove with the drummer, to lay the foundation.
Yeah,
and
right,
so
right.
create a groove and the rhythm and the pocket. So 4-string is fine. Detune, you know. I do have a signature bass, by the way, the DSP.
The ESP one?
The LTD, yeah. It's the MM4. If you have a chance, check it out, bass players out there.
It's a 4-string because it's MM4.
4, yeah.
Yeah, right. Otherwise, it would be an MM5.
MM5, we're talking about it, we'll see. But,
And maybe MM6 fretless.
yeah. I have a few. Yamaha cut me one, and PV cut me one, and I've been around. But you know, again, that's a tool that not too many cats play. You know. But I got really attached to that bass. That bass, I have to say, because of the time that I spent with it and the years invested in designing it and all that. It's my baby. You know,
Sure,
that bass,
sure.
and it's got a very unique tone. The neck, the playability is just over the top. The tone is stupid, rich, and it's got the mid-range cut that we love so much for the fretless. I've got the Bill Bartolini system on it, the TCT, you know, which he doesn't make anymore.
Yeah.
And it's just a great bass. I've done I don't know how many albums with that bass. You know, still I did something recently with Neil Sean and with Dolores, and like clockwork. Every time I bring it out on the session and I start playing it, the comments are like, "What the hell? That's beautiful, rich tone. What is that?" Unrequested. So the proof is there. That
And you
basis.
don't have a chance to bring that in the Dead Daisies or your solo work for a ballad here and there?
Well, I was thinking about it, and I had it at the session, and it didn't need it. It didn't need it. And for my solo work, I played my five, and that's all I need. Rock and roll. Again, because I tend to get a little more melodic with the fretless because of the growl, because of the sustain, and my main focus when I'm writing with my solo albums and with the Dead Daisies is the song, the singer, the structure of the songs, and anything that takes away from that needs a little bit of work or whatever. But no, man, I'm working. What can I say? I'm still working a lot. So.
And you're playing all different types of technique. You're playing fingers pick. You're also singing. So that's a lot of you have to offer.
Yeah, a lot of singing in this band, which is great. I love to sing, But we have John Corabi kicking it hard, and now we have Dean Castronovo, who came in from Journey on drums, and he's an unbelievable singer. So we're covering some of the backgrounds, some of the BBs. Doug sings from time to time. David Lowy sings from time to time. I mean, we have some vocal power there, and we're having a great time. But regardless of the talent and the production and and the fans, it's all about, in my opinion, if you're asking, are you asking?
I do ask.
In my opinion, it's about the songs.
Right.
If the songs are strong, if you put the CD or you download it and you listen to a track, you go, oh, I want to hear it again.
Right.
Boom.
It's a song. It's a melody.
It's a melody. It's the content, the lyrical content that's relatable to a large group of people. The topics, that's what a good song is. So we have a lot of that here. Everybody in this band comes from, is a writer, and there's a lot of solo careers going on as well, for the same reason. So you put a lot of components, a lot of factors together, and it's cool. And that's the other thing that it comes with from use of experience. We, 99.9% of the time, we keep our egos in check. And so ultimately it's about our common goal is to...
It's about the band.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's get the best music out there. Let's get the best songs. Let's record the best way possible. And then we recruited Marty Fredrickson, who's an unbelievable producer and a player. He's a singer, he's a songwriter, he's a guitar player, he does it all. And I found out recently that he was a drummer. It's like, what a trip. But so talented cat, and that he becomes the sixth member of the band in production, and so it's all good, man. I mean, we have a great team. And that's why I think it's paying off. No matter how old we are, no matter how long we've been around, the bottom line is people are showing up, they're buying tickets, they're buying CDs. Every time we put a new album out, it does better than the one before. The numbers are there. So it's easy to understand that we got something good going on. And like your friend, I mean, I would love, no, but listen, I would love, and this is for a personal reason, but I would love for him to open his mind one time and come see a show. With just come, open your mind, check it out. Yeah, we're not 20-something, but we're, what's his name? Nah, we won't say it. Doesn't matter. Mario Lopez.
Yeah, whoever you are.
And so we're making a lot of friends, a lot of fans that way, that people go, oh wow, that's so and so from, that's John Corabi from Motley Crue, that's Marco and Doug from Whitesnake, and Doug from Dio, and that's David Lowy from his bands in Australia, Minx and a few others, and then Dean Castronovo from Journey, and so many, Bad English. Let's go check it out. These guys might have something. That's the initial attraction. And then they get pleasantly surprised. I mean, people come back. We're making a lot of friends, a lot of fans, so it's working. You know.
Right. I have to check it if it
Yeah,
records.
battery.
Oh, hey, no, okay, here we are. Yeah, okay. So, you talked about your daughter. You once told me about your son. He's also playing bass. Is he still around?
Marco is staying busier than ever. He just put out his solo album, and it's straight ahead jazz fusion with some unbelievable players from LA that I know, my friends, people I work with. So he grew up in that environment, you know.
So he's stealing your jobs.
It's not stealing. He's walking the walk, man.
Yeah.
He's doing it, you know. There's plenty for everybody.
Right. That's right.
I love it. I mean, the reason that he started playing, I think, is because he was hanging out with me long enough, and I took him out on tour a few times, and it's in his DNA. He loves it. He had plenty opportunity to go somewhere else in life, in a different direction, and he chose music. So I wish him the best. He's doing great. I'm really proud of him. He's turning out to be a great player and a great human being, most importantly. He just got married not too long ago. 2 years ago, he had a baby. So he's working a lot.
Great,
he's doing
great.
the jazz. He's doing the jazz circuit right now in Latin America, and but he also plays with some big bands like Caifanes and Jaguares, and these are huge bands, you know, rock and roll, rock en español. So he's doing good, man. He's got a great career. His resume is very impressive. The people he's worked with, and what he's done so far.
Great.
And I will add, you know, with Jaguares, he was part of that. He got 3 Grammys. So,
Wow.
so
Okay.
something I don't think I'll ever see. So I keep asking him from time to time to send them to me so I can take a picture. Just put him on the fire mantle.
That's me.
But so yeah, he's doing well, and mostly the most important thing is that he loves it. I can tell.
Right.
He really loves it. He's really passionate about music, and so I take that. You know, I still am passionate and I love music, but I've had to put my business hat a couple of times in my career, which I had to because I support my family and myself. And so you learn to balance.
Sure. Yeah.
You learn the balance, you know, and with so many years of experience, you kind of find that middle ground. When I play with my trio, it's all about being creative, the artistic side, whatever that is. And any other project, I mean, there's business involved. So what can I tell you, man? I'm having an abundant life in every possible way. I have a beautiful family. I love my wife. We have a great home, my kids. I'm healthy. I'm sober for 30 years. I haven't had a drink or a pill or a drug in 30 years. If I make it to September 20th this year, 2018, it will be 31 years.
Wow.
By the grace of God, man, I'm sober. And one of these days we have to do another interview so I can tell you where I came from, what happened, because it's pretty freaky. In 86 and 87, things were really bad. But it woke me up. I hit that wall, it woke me up, and I was given an opportunity to make the right choice, and I did. And now I'm sober, and life began for me. So I'm all right, bro. I'm working a lot. Sometimes I wish I was doing other things musically, but it's not like that. Life is, life happens when you're making other plans.
Right,
Like
right.
they say it, So I've learned to go with the flow. I have a song on my new album about that. Just let it flow, man.
Yeah.
Learn to find the pathway. If you'll keep your eyes open, it'll tell you where to go. Let it flow and go with it, So it's very true. So I've learned to do that. If I've learned anything in my 95 years of life, give or take a few.
Roughly.
Uh, I've learned that. So when I start, stress comes from me not accepting my surroundings. You know, my people, places, and things. Stress starts happening. When I'm accepting of that, I start enjoying the moment. Right now, I'm here. I'm supposed to be here with you, talking on the mic, talking to whoever logs in. It becomes easy, and it becomes such a fun thing to do. You know, you don't worry about where it's going, what's going to happen. You do the best you can, stay out of the results, and life is in session.
That sounds very Buddhistic to me. Are you into that a little?
No, I'm into the 12-step program, which comes from that. The 12-step program saved my life, you know, so I'm sober because of that. So I took some of the tools from there. But it's all about, it's all about acceptance. Accepting where you're at and why you're there. And making any situation where you're at a better situation. How can you help? And then tolerate and be open-minded, and patience. That's the big word, patience with yourself and others. And
Are you, in general, are you a spiritual person?
I am, absolutely. I pray a lot, and I understand there's a power greater than myself. I call it God. It's my choice. And
So is it a Christian God or?
It's a Christian God because that's how I grew up.
Okay.
That was my knowledge. That's, you know, I grew up in Mexico. I was born in San Diego, California, but I was baptized Catholic. So I took what I needed from there as I started getting older, and then my grandma came over and raised us as evangelist Christians, and I took that information, and then you get older, and then you decide what it is, where you want to live. And I think, you know, I think God lives in us. Spirituality is about you, yourself. But the 12-step program, what it did, excuse me, it reminded me, it rekindled where I want to live, who
What's
I
that,
want
what's
to
that
be.
program called?
It's the 12th step. It's
12
step.
step.
It's,
Okay.
it's about sobriety. And I tell you, man, and I talk about it a lot because it's true. The 12th step could come in handy for anybody on the planet, whether you have an alcohol or a drug problem or not. Because it just teaches you, like you said, it's a Buddhist kind of thing. It's the best way to live. And it teaches you how to get rid of the baggage that we carry, you know, that's kind of like brewing inside you. And
Where's that coming from?
it comes from bad information that you have. You know?
Yeah, but who invented it?
Oh, that energy?
No, that 12-step program.
Oh, that came from a couple of alcoholics. Bill Wilson and his friend got together. They had a drinking problem, and they wanted to get over it. It's an interesting story. Go check it out. You know.
I'll look that up. Sure.
Yeah. It's really, really interesting, and it's like two guys that had a problem in common, and then they decided to find a solution, and they found that they couldn't. So they start writing about it, and they share those stories with all of us. And within those stories, they also give us a solution. So it's a personal thing. It's a personal journey. You decide when you're ready to quit. And like I said, I'm glad I did because my life is different and it's better. And I wouldn't be here if I had. I probably wouldn't be anywhere, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was that bad. So saved my life, and so I live by it. But the essence of it is acceptance, tolerance, open-mindedness with everything, people, places, and things, and patience with yourself and other people. And that's what it is.
Right.
You know, it's a serenity prayer. It's an amazing prayer, you know. So on and on and on. Man, we got away from bass, huh?
Wow, yeah,
Wow,
quite a
salute.
bit, quite a bit.
But
hey,
bass
whatever.
is life. Life is bass.
That's
Music
right.
is bass. Bass is music. Life is music. Music is
Bass.
bass clef.
See?
Anyway.
Yeah. Mark, you got a last question.
Yes.
I know that some European bands have problems traveling to the United States
Yeah.
because of changed regulations with visa
Visas,
and
yeah.
all that kind of stuff. Do you also experience in changing in times where politics are changing, not only in the United States but all over the world? Do you have issues traveling? Is traveling more like a pain in the ass these days than it was like 10 years ago?
Honestly?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
Well, after 9/11, things changed to an extreme. Security is just sometimes a little bit out of hand. I understand it's necessary, and I wouldn't be at ease if we didn't have it. But sometimes when you travel so much, it gets to be a little bit of a pain. You put up with it because it's part of it. You're not going to change it. So, especially when you look like we do, you're on the road, you get flagged, boom, boom, you got a profile, you got that.
Sure.
So
Because you have to be.
I'm constantly opening my bag so they can go through all of it. And what's funny today is I gladly do it, and I know they're not going to find anything illegal. There's no substance abuse. There's no alcohol abuse. There's nothing there that's illegal or dangerous to anybody or myself. So I gladly do it. But, if you've been flying for 14, 20 hours sometimes when you're connecting 20-something hours and you want to get to the hotel, go ahead.
Yes.
So that happens a lot. And the countries that are really that are constantly watching their borders, which I respect too, are the usual, Russia and Japan, Canada. And so we have to go through a lot of changes there. But again, it's not going to change. So me, I tolerate it, I accept it, and I'm very patient with it. You see? The solution's right there.
Patience.
So you go with it. And unless I just want to stay in the U.S., which I don't. There's a lot of work for me overseas, more and more and more these days. So it has changed, of course. The security level, sometimes it's extreme, but we need to have it. So there you go. Because if we didn't, can you imagine? Can you imagine what things would be like if we didn't have all that security, to be honest? So I wouldn't want to travel, man. If I'm going to go across the ocean and not know if I'm going to get there. So it's a must. It's a necessary evil, if you want to call it evil, which it's not, but you got to deal with it.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
it has changed politically, and but because of that, I really believe that's why music is so important today. Again, not to get too deep, but I'm serious, man. I think there's a lot of things that music offers that we don't understand. Even if it's just a 2-hour get away from it all, go bananas, have a good time, with a band whose music you like, and forget about your troubles and your stresses. And that's healing. I mean, that's therapeutic. That's rock and roll. That's music. So it's very important. I choose to believe in that. I choose to live in that. And that's what helps me to kind of gear myself up and go up on stage every night and say, there's a greater purpose here that we don't understand, but there is. And given the fact that the world is what it is right now, and also if you can stir up somebody's thoughts with a song, with a lyric, with a melody, and they go, I wasn't thinking about that, but now that you're mentioning, that's true, So, music, I believe music is more important than we think.
That's right.
All types of music, so. And that's what we do. We do music, so come and join us.
Exactly. Go to see the shows. Dead Daisies on the road until August 20th or something?
Actually, September 15th, we finish in the U.S. We will finish here. For all the info, go to the deaddaisies.com and marcomendoza.com. I also have a solo album, Viva La Rock, that I would love for you to guys take a minute. But the Dead Daisies album is Burn It Down. It's an amazing album with a bunch of cats. The band is just killing it everywhere. So we'll be doing that. We finish on the 29th in the UK. This is July, by the way, you guys. July 29th, we go home on the 30th, and then we do a month in the US, which we're really looking forward to. People are really excited to have us there. Burn It Down tour in the US, and then we come back we go from there, we take a break, and we do the Kiss Cruise. That's right.
Oh yeah.
The Kiss Cruise, and then from the Kiss Cruise we come back to Europe and do some festivals and revisit some of the countries that we have on this leg. So it's a full year of music travel and all that. And I'm also going to be doing some solo dates, so stay tuned to marcomendoza.com. Viva La Rock. I will announce the dates after we finish in the UK with the Daisies. And I'm hoping to meet some of you guys that haven't been to my shows. Come over, check it out, Viva La Rock. Peace. Music is life, and life is music.
And bass is music and whatever. So that was the commercial break. Thanks, Marco.
Thank you, brother.
Have a good show tonight.
Salud.
I'll enjoy it, and see you next time.
Absolutely. Prost, kampai, salud, skål.
Skål. Exactly.
And salanja.
What's that? What language was that? Irish?
Ciao.